So which set do you reckon this time? Do you want to go...
No, how about you choose this time?
I mean, should we just, for the sake of it, go with this checker one? Do you ever play with a checker set?
No.
Because I feel like maybe it might put you off, and that's what I want to do right now. I'm trying to be on the Twitch chat side right now. So I'm purposely, and I know that you really like the wooden ones, so I'm going to purposely choose the plastic ones, because I feel like that will really upset you. And I feel like that's what they need right now.
Okay. Well, I hope the Twitch chat is also fine with that.
Yeah, and they did a little bit better in the museum. So we're going to be in the museum. And I've decided they're going to be white again. So let me change it so it says Twitch chat. You are the white player. There we go. Right. Okay. And maybe...
I will just get some water real quick and
yes,
be back
go
in
for
a
it.
sec.
Go for it. You go for water, and I'll set the first vote going. Now look, while he's away, Twitch chat, while he's away, listen, let's not mess up this time, okay? I know that I am providing zero input here, but I feel like I'm doing my best to distract him here. I'm asking all the questions, and I'm trying my best to distract him, but obviously I'm not doing enough. I need you guys to really think this time, okay? Don't fall for his traps. He keeps trapping you. Okay, let's be honest. He keeps trapping you. Let's not fall for his traps. Let's do what he's been doing. Let's build up a nice baseline. Let's make sure that everything is either defending or is useful in some way. And let's see if we can beat him this time. Because listen, I want you all to win games. Okay? Oh no, he's back. He's back.
You're giving a little pep talk there?
I'm trying to pep talk them. I don't know how well it's going to work. Some of them have just given up hope. Some of them are already saying resign. There's a lot of the Twitch chat is not feeling optimistic right now, to be honest.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna stop the vote because the first move that they want to do is e2 to e4.
All right. Yeah, we've seen this before.
Yeah. So how do you feel like you want to tackle it this time?
Yeah, let's do something else.
Okay.
To not let it get boring. So I'll go for the French this time, which is e7, e6.
Okay.
So this is called the French defense.
I've seen this before. I've played this a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I think I checked out your stream once, and there you had a French structure at least, but somehow you got your bishop trapped.
That does sound like me, yeah. Yeah, I normally start off relatively okay, and then it all falls apart from there. So I'm going to try and remember what some of these moves are, so I know what to do next time.
All right.
Because I feel like that would be a good idea.
I think the next move is pretty clear, as far as I can tell from the chat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stop the vote already, actually, because it is, you're not wrong about that. The move they've gone for is d2 to d4, which, again, from my perspective, seems like a strong move there, because they're taking the center.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what you want to do in the beginning of the game. So I'm going to fight for a center and go d7 to d5.
All right, here we go then. d7 to d5.
Yeah, I mean, there are just some basic rules in the opening that you want to follow. So one of them is fighting for the center. That's what we're both doing here in the beginning. So the center are the squares e4, d4, e5, and d5. Because a lot of the action is going to happen in the center, and who has control over the center has usually more space and is better able to move the pieces around. So that's rule number one. And the second rule is you want to bring out all your minor pieces, or rather all your pieces, but start with the minor pieces and then castle, bring your king into safety. So that's the second rule. And well, then you get your rooks into a game, which are usually pieces which get into a game last.
Yeah.
Then you go from there. But this is what you do in the opening. Those are the opening basic rules. And if you follow those, then you should be good most of the time. Another, rule or something not to do is not move the same piece too often in the opening, unless there's a good reason for it, and don't move your queen too early because it might be just attacked and pushed back.
Yeah, one of the problems I always have is that I always get so on the defensive mid-game that I never really get the rooks out in the end. And then I always have kind of bishops coming in who are then watching the castling line, so that I either can't castle, or if I do castle, then my rook is going to be immediately taken.
Oh no.
Yeah, I always get into those situations, and I don't ever seem to learn. I'm trying to learn, but I always get stuck in the same situation. I always know now, like, early enough when I'm going to lose, because I see the patterns of loss, which is really kind of sad for me.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not good. Right, the next move they're making is b1, c3.
All right.
b1.
Yeah, get the knight out, and we see once again a knight is well placed on the c3 square.
Yeah.
And I will go bishop f8 to b4.
f8 to b4. Now, this is a move I've seen done against me lots. This is the Twitch chat do this a lot against me.
Oh, really?
And,
well,
yeah,
maybe we can take something from
so essentially what normally happens in my games here is that at this point I would now move a pawn forwards to challenge the bishop, and then they would move the bishop back to a5.
Okay.
That's what would normally happen if I was playing right now.
Okay.
So
well, that is possible.
We'll see what happens with this, but yeah, that's what normally happens. Now,
White has many choices here, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they got lots. They got lots right now. Let's see. Oh, we've got some pretty interesting questions here. I think some non-standard questions for you from people in Discord.
Right,
yeah,
let's hear them.
So Ash wants to know. This is an interesting one. Ash wants to know: have you ever lost a friend or gained a date following a game? I guess she's basically asking: has a game with a friend ever been so intense that it's changed your relationship with them?
No, fortunately that has not happened. I mean, if so, the other way around.
Oh, right.
Well, you make new friends through chess.
That's
but
good.
Yeah, it's always a special situation to play against a friend, or a particularly good friend. But you just leave it on the board. I mean, we're playing this for fun, for enjoyment, and at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that.
Yeah.
So I personally don't mind playing against friends. I know a lot of players, they would just make a quick draw there. I don't. I like to fight it out and just see where it gets us. And then, afterwards it's fun. You can analyze together, look over a game together, and it's all good. It's just, you leave it on the board, that's all.
That's nice. I like that. It feels like a life tip right there. Leave it on the board. That's good. Let's
Absolutely.
Let's stop the vote and see what's going on. So they have gone e4 to e5.
Yes, that's the main move.
Good move, that. Bit of a blockage in the middle now, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. White is having now long-term space advantage, as you can see. But like you're saying, yeah, the center is closed for now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to attack it again, going c7 to c5.
c7 to c5.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
I see. Yeah, you seem to be doing okay this time, Twitch chat. So keep it up. Okay.
Well, so far it has been only 4 moves, but yeah, I mean, I think in the first game also they were giving me a really good fight, and then in the game we just had, it was just this one mishap, and then it all went wrong. So
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'll distract you with another question. Let's see. So another of our regulars, Atomic Raven, one of our subs. In fact, Ash was a sub as well. In fact, Ash subbed in this very here stream. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
But Atomic Raven asks. He said, let me understand this question. He says, what do you do in your spare time other than chess? So actually, I guess a side question from that is, do you play chess in your spare time? Do you count it as being in your spare time?
Yeah, I would definitely count it as in my spare time. I'm a student. Just started my master's in industrial organizational psychology at the Free University of Berlin. So I just recently moved to Berlin. I'm originally from Hamburg in Germany. I moved to the capital now and just started my master. And about chess, I have actually not played a chess game in more than half a year.
Wow.
Almost 8 months. And in fact, in 3 days on Saturday, I will be back on the board, in the German Chess Bundesliga, so the first league here. And to be honest, I'm a little bit scared because to not have been playing for so long, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm practicing, but it's still just, it's a strange feel to come back to a board after if you've not played for such a long time.
Wow. So this might be decent practice for you then, playing this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Right, I'm going to stop the vote because the move that they are doing is a2 to a3.
Yep, once again, that's the main move. So I will respond with bishop b4 takes c3 check.
c3, the knight there.
Right.
And into check. And I would imagine that the move they're going to do at this point is take your bishop with their pawn. Although I don't want to tell them what to do, because they probably shouldn't listen to me.
It's going to be quick.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a difficult one.
But I'm going to get back playing some more chess. It's unusual for me to be on such a long break. But I'm looking forward to get back. And in fact, right after the German Bundesliga, which is just a weekend, I'm flying to Suriname in South America to play a tournament, which I'm quite excited about, to get out of the cold here.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to stop the vote because there's an obvious one, but I want to ask you a question about that after I've done this. So the move, a million people have just voted for b2, c3.
Right, after you suggested it.
Yeah, that must have been what it was. It must have been that I led them. That must definitely be it, yeah. Oh,
okay, you can play my move as well real quick, and then we can get to your question. So I'm going to play knight g8 to e7.
G8 to which, sorry?
E7.
E7. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of questions now. Hang on. So first off, I want to ask, do you just get to fly to lots of really cool places as part of being a grandmaster? Does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to chess, I've been able to travel to a lot of countries. What I have to say though is that in many cases you don't get to see much of the country because you're there for a reason. You're there to compete in a chess tournament, and you want to do well, so you focus most of your time on that. But I try to at least get some do some stuff in the countries, to not just be at the hotel the whole time and just be there for chess. But yeah, I can say I've been to a lot of places, but I've not really taken that much from these
You've
places.
been there, but you've not seen them as such. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that in Suriname I'm going to have a chance to do some sightseeing and just check out what it's like a little bit besides the chess. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think you working in video games, it's kind of a bit like that as well. You go to all of the big video game shows, but you don't really see anything outside of the video game shows most of the time, which, is sad because a lot of the big video game shows are in pretty cool places. But it's like you say, it's just part of the job, isn't it? I'm going to leave the vote going a little while because there's two different moves which are level pegging right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it for a little while. Atomic Raven has said he had a two-part question, and I didn't get your answer to the other part. What is it when you're not playing chess? What is it that you like to do in your spare time?
Right. So, like I said, I'm focusing on my studies right now.
Yeah.
And well, I'm not playing chess, but it's also involving chess, I guess. My YouTube channel, as we've already talked about, right now I'm quite active there, doing the analysis of the World Chess Championship, which is going on right now, and I have published, I think, close to 500 videos on this channel now, with like chess analysis and different videos to
That's a lot of videos.
Yeah, chess tips, and there's a lot of variety. So I like to do that, and then I'm also much into sports.
Oh yeah.
So I like to be active, but I'm still recovering from a slight injury, so I haven't been as active recently. But I'm really into basketball, and I mean many sports I like, but there's some favorites there, and well.
I think I was into basketball at school, but I think it's only because I am way too tall and no one else was as tall as me, so it just made sense that I was better than other people. I'm nearly 6'4", I'm 6'3", nearly 6'4".
Oh, me too.
Oh, well there we go.
Yeah, I mean that helps. That helps.
Maybe we should play basketball one day, and you'll probably beat me because I haven't played in many years.
Okay, well,
and then you can beat me at chess as well. That would be good.
Sounds like a good afternoon activity.
Right, there is one move which has jumped ahead of the other now. There were two different moves which were at the top. The move that has come out victorious is G1 F3.
All right.
G1 to
All right.
F3.
Yeah, so let me see. This is more the quiet move. The more ambitious move, I would say, would have been the other move that was also very close, bring the queen out to G4. Here, this is more of a quiet game. Let's see what I'm going to do. I've looked at all these lines at some point. I'm trying to remember, but I think I'm just going to go H7 to H6.
Sorry, H7 to H6.
Yes, H6.
Okay.
This is just a useful move in many positions to play. It's kind of a waiting move in a way too, because I don't want to say yet whether I'm going to castle kingside or keep my king in the center, or maybe go queenside, and I'll just see what.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it a little bit dangerous to do that? Just for the fact that if you decide to castle on that side now, the white player sort of has an opportunity to kind of slip into that gap that you've created there.
Yeah, you're making a good point. Could be. We will see.
Okay.
We'll see. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to castle kingside or not.
Do you tend to try and castle early in a game, or wait it out and see which is the better idea?
That just always depends on what the opening is like. But most of the time you castle early. Like I said, you want to get your king out of the center so you can play there. Right now the center is closed, like we pointed out, because white has played e5, and I'm not too afraid. I can wait with the castle a little bit because white is not going to get to my king anytime soon. So I'm not in a rush to castle, but at some point, usually you want to do it as early as possible in the game, so you don't have to worry about your king safety that much. Okay.
And I'm going to leave the vote going for a little while longer because once again, there's two different votes which have equal number of votes. So I guess I will take the opportunity to once again, I'm sorry for all the people who have been watching this whole time, but just in case there's new people who have joined, I feel like I should once again explain, because we have been going for 2 hours now, so there's bound to be new people. Hi to all the new people who have joined and have no idea what is going on. This is you guys playing chess against a grandmaster, Nick, who is over that side of the screen. The game that you're looking at is Pure Chess. It's out on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. And right now it's actually 20% off on Steam, if you feel so inclined. But the idea that what's happening right now is that you guys are the white pieces, and Nick is the black pieces. And whenever it's your go, the little Pure Chess bot, who is in the chat right now, will ask you to make a move. And if you want to move a piece, if you want to vote to move a piece, all you need to do is type in the space you want to move it from to the space you want to move it to. Just check the chat out. You can see people doing it right now. Loads of people voting. Just throw your vote in, and then whichever move is highest voted for will then occur. It's as simple as that. And this is game number 3 right now. We've been doing this for 2 hours now, and you guys have already lost twice. Which is not great.
I'm very happy about that.
It's a loss. 1 loss every hour. But you know, there's still some time. You can still pull it back, guys. You can still pull it back. So let's see what the next vote is. One move has now jumped to the top, and that move is F1 B5. F1.
Oh, they're giving a check.
To B5.
A check.
And indeed, you are in check. Nice. Well done, chat. Well done.
Let's see. How do I want to respond to that?
And while Nick's thinking of his move, by the way, I'd just like to also ask if anybody's watching and you don't mind putting up with this British man too often. We stream multiple times a week, and we do this, we do chess, we do loads of stuff. We're Ripstone, and we are a developer and a publisher, so we have loads of games. So we basically just play a lot of our games. We also play games from other people as well. We've got some pretty cool stuff coming up soon, including some extra chess stuff if you're into chess. So do consider following us. We've got a nice little fan base going on. And with each week it is building up, and we do really stupid shit sometimes. I'll be honest, some of the stuff we do is a little weird and involves me dressing up like a pirate. But we're serious as well sometimes, like when it comes to the chess. So yeah, feel free to give us a follow if you do want to kind of hang out with us.
You're
right,
dressing up as a pirate. I would
yes,
love to see
we
that.
do. We do something similar to this, but with battleships. You know the game Battleships. You know, sort of the trying to guess on the grid where to blow up the other person. We do this, but with battleships, where the chat are voting on the spaces to hit, and I dress up like a pirate for it and put on a pirate accent for a couple of hours.
That's awesome.
It's fairly interesting. It can get pretty weird. Anyway, yeah. What are you thinking?
All right.
Is your next move?
I got my move.
Go for it.
Already got it for a long time.
Oh, okay. I just babbled for too long. Is what happened.
No. I'm going to put my knight in between. So B8 to C6.
B8 to C6. Excellent. There we go. Right, let us see. Let's restart the bots and see how the Twitch chat responds to this. Hang on a second.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, this is more a quiet game. This could go on for a while. I mean, this is definitely different from the first 2 games where it was more open and more of a direct battle. Now we see there has not been a single pawn exchange yet. So that means, well, it's quite strategic here.
I mean, in my pep talk, I did tell the Twitch chat to try and do what you were talking about. You know, the whole asking each of the pieces what they are doing and trying to give them all purpose in life. And you know, no chess piece wants to be dead, I think, is the answer. So I guess maybe that's what's happening right now. The pieces are just trying not to be dead. Hence why none of them are dead yet.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
I'm just great at pep talks, really. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but it all as long as I sound confident in my pep talk, then maybe it'll go okay for them. And we've got one move which is high on the list, but I'm going to give it a little bit. Looks like it's going to be that one, but I'm going to give it a tiny bit longer because there's a couple of other moves which have also got a fair number of votes. Oh, okay, no, this move is now shooting up. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. Yeah, right, we're going to stop the vote because this move has just rocketed. It is E1, G1.
Okay, the castle.
The castle.
That makes a lot of sense.
The castle, yeah.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let me see if I can, what I can do here. I might have something Something good up my sleeve.
Okay.
This is interesting. Okay.
While Nick is thinking of his position, by the way, I'd like some more questions from you guys. If you guys have questions for Nick, what I'm going to need you to do is I need you to go in our Discord channel. If you post them in the chat, it's just going to get lost in the streams of moves that people are making. So jump in our Discord. We'll post the link to Discord in the chat now. Jump in our Discord and post your questions in there. And then Holly will go use the printer to print them out on physical pieces of paper for me to read, like I'm some kind of newscaster. It'll be great. Right? Have you thought of the move you want to make?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't sound sure.
I'm not sure, but let's go with it. Queen d8 to a5.
d8 to a5. Interesting.
That's right.
In the previous game, you said that it's not usually advisable early game to bring the queen out.
Right.
Now,
I'm doing it.
Now you're doing it. So, I mean, I have to question this now.
Yeah. Once again, it all depends, and these are rules of thumb, and usually it makes sense to follow them. But sometimes you need to bring out your queen to do something. And here, I don't want to castle quite yet. I haven't still decided, and I saw this opportunity to put some pressure on the white position. So I'm going for it. And I mean, we have made a number of moves already, so we're not too early in the game anymore. And I'm not too far from completing my development. Still haven't moved my bishop on c8 and still haven't moved my king. But as we said earlier, the position is closed, so I can delay, for example, the castle, and I can play other moves.
Now, I can see the move that they're thinking of making, and I don't like it. I don't think it's a good move. And so I might give them a little bit more time, just in case I'm right, which might not be. I just don't like the move that they're thinking of making, because it feels like the move that they want to make is going to give you a position to take to elsewhere. Now, not that you would do that, but I'm going to try and distract you for a little bit longer to maybe give them some extra time. Let me ask you about simultaneous chess, I think is what it's called. Is this the thing where you play loads of games of chess all at the same time?
It is, yes, absolutely. So this is very common as an exhibition to promote chess, and it's a nice thing because you have one player facing 20 or maybe even more players at the same time. You can imagine it as like that. You have a circle, or rather, usually it's a rectangle, and the players in the center and goes around. Okay. And you have all the players sitting on the outside, and stops at every board, makes one move, goes on, and so forth. So that's usually pretty cool.
How many of them do you actually win? Many.
Depends on how good the players are. Just depends. Usually I lose one at least, which I don't like. I'm quite ambitious, but I cannot. Usually, at some point you make a mistake somewhere. Yeah. And, well, that's how it goes. But I quite like to give chess simuls. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Actually, there's also something called a blind simul.
Okay.
So it's the same thing, but you're playing all the games blindfold.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna ask you actually, like, have you got a sort of, a good, what do you call it? Like not a visual memory, but do you have like not a photographic memory, but do you have a good memory for just remembering what the board looks like?
Yeah, I do. I mean, playing it all my life, I can visualize and see ahead quite easily. So that just comes natural once you spend a lot of time with the game.
Yeah. Did you see in the stream with Simon Williams, he played his second game blindfolded?
Oh, he did?
He did. He put a he put a jumper over his head for the second game, and he won it really quickly. Like the first game went on for 2 hours, I think, and then the second one blindfolded. It was about 20 minutes, and the chat had already resigned, which was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, what has happened here is that the votes have been all over the place. Previously, when I said I was going to give it a bit more time, the vote was for A3, A4. And I just felt like that they could have come up with better. That might have been a great move, I don't know, but I wanted to give them a bit more time. Since then, 2 different other moves have jumped up to the top. A1, B1 jumped up to the top. And finally, as I stop the vote, the winning move is C3, C4.
Wow, I did not see this move.
C3.
In fact.
C4.
That's interesting. Well, A4 was also completely fine, I think, because you were afraid I could take the pawn on C3.
I was, yeah.
But White would definitely get enough in return for that. So C4, I did not see this move coming. That's very interesting. Maybe I should
has that
not
given
have
you
allowed
pause for thought now? Maybe I shouldn't have talked to you for so long.
No, that's completely fine.
Definitely gives you an interesting situation to deal with now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it's an interesting move, and it opens up the position. Certainly, does certainly open up the position.
Because they've essentially now gone from a situation in which they might lose that pawn. There's a possibility of losing that pawn to your queen, to actually utilizing that pawn
to protect the bishop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me just take the pawn off. So I go D5 takes C4.
Okay. C4.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll see.
Honestly, I don't know which move would have been better. A4, Rook B1. They all looked interesting. I mean, sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes it's not clear to say which one is the best. They're all interesting.
Oh man, we have got so many questions now. You know.
Really?
Me telling people to ask questions. I think they've realised that if I ask you questions, then maybe they might be in with a better chance of winning. So I have loads of questions now. This is exciting.
Awesome.
So let's see. Swampy153, which I don't know if there were 152 Swampies before him. He asks. I don't know if I mean maybe you're gonna be able to answer this. He asks how many games you've lost and won. I assume he means sort of how many kind of official games which are going towards your ranking. Is this a number that you always know, or is it not a number you keep track of?
No, I don't. And I don't even know if you can look it up in any way. Maybe you can. Maybe if you put in my name and like chess games, maybe you can find it. But the number of games I've played roughly is, I would say, like 750 or 800. Okay. And well, I have won more games than I've lost. I can say that much.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
I really don't know the exact stats. I really don't know. Yeah.
If when you get to 1,000 games played, does someone have to buy you a cake? I feel like that should happen.
I wish. Well, no. It's also a little bit difficult because with some games, they may be rated, so they affect your rating, but they don't make their way into the database where all the games are collected.
Sure.
So for me, it's not even completely clear how many games I've played.
Wow.
I mean, I have most of them. I usually put them into a computer afterwards and analyze them with the computer. But from my early days, I don't know if I have all games. So I can just roughly give a number. I think it's probably at least 800. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot. Right.
That is a lot.
It's a very lot. That's a lot of chess.
Yeah, if you think about it, every game you can
Yeah.
kind of takes 3 hours, then that's a lot.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, especially with the length they take. Now, the move they've gone for is B5 to C4.
All right.
There
Okay.
I feel like you probably expected that then.
I did expect it, but I'm wondering if this move might have been a mistake. Let me see this.
Uh-oh.
I'm tempted here for a move, which at first sight looks really good.
I mean, there's some people. It's a bit split in the chat right now. Some people are saying that the move seems solid, and other people are saying, "Did we just lose?" So.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think I might go for it because I don't see why I would not. So I'm going to go Queen A5 to C3.
A5 to C3.
Yeah. So this is a classic double attack. So you can see the queen hitting both the rook on A1 as well as the bishop on C4. They are both attacked at the same time, and it seems to me that white cannot defend them both. So they need to find some kind of trick here. Maybe some way try to trap my queen. I don't know, but it seems difficult to say the least. So I think we can say that by not stopping the vote earlier when they played C4, you didn't help.
Did I actually, by giving them additional time to think, end up dooming the chat?
Yeah, I think A4 would have been a better move than C4. No. Yeah.
Chat, I feel really bad now. You see, in the stream with Simon, I was leaving extra time, and it seemed to be helping them. Well, especially in the third game, I was talking. Yeah. But if I've just doomed the chat now, then I feel. Although having said that, could they not at this point use their queen to essentially try and kind of force your queen into a position it would rather not be in, such that, you know, when you go to take one of these pieces, they could then maybe have your queen waiting around the back to hit it over their head with a crowbar as it tries to come back out again.
I think what he's trying to say is that they should try to trap my queen somehow.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to say, yeah.
This is probably, yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, it seems possible.
I don't see a way to do it. And also you have to consider you would give up, well, if you are moving the queen, you're giving up the rook on A1 because unprotected.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to save the white position, honestly. So
if you know,
we should give them some time here. Because
yeah, I'm gonna give them some time. Yeah. You know, you were saying earlier that being one piece down is enough for, you know, the match to be going one way. If one player is winning in terms of pieces, but they've lost their queen, and the player with least pieces still has their queen, is the queen powerful enough that it can still go their way? Or are you still in a bad position?
Yeah, I mean, a queen can definitely outweigh a number of opponent's pieces. So in chess, we have a point system, how much every piece is worth. Of course, it's relative, but it's good to take it as a orientation. So we like to say pawn is, well, the most basic unit. It's worth 1 point. And then you have the minor pieces, bishop and knight. They're both worth 3 points. Then there's the rook, worth 5 points. And then the queen is the most powerful piece, is 9 points. And the king, well, it's invaluable, so you don't really include it in the point system.
Yeah.
So, for example, a queen would be an equivalent to 3 minor pieces. So if your opponent has 2 bishops and a knight, and you have the queen, and this is kind of the setup, you're missing these 3 minor pieces, but on the other end you have your opponent's queen, then it's kind of equal. So that is very possible. Yeah.
Is that ever a move that you yourself would kind of go for, the sort of, you know, losing short term, you know, the kind of the weaker pieces to try and trap the opponent's queen?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. this is definitely a mechanism because, well, the queen is the most powerful piece. So if you can get it, even if you give up a rook and a bishop or a knight, it's still, if we count this again in this point system, 5 is the rook, 3 is the knight, is only 8 points, the queen is worth more. And in general, that applies in most cases. But once again, all these rules of thumb and all these guidelines, you always have to consider carefully because there are obviously exceptions here and there.
Yeah. Right, well, let's stop the vote because there have been a ton of votes in for this one.
Okay.
And the move that they've ended up on is f3, d2. So let's do this. f3 to d2, d2. Let me double 100% check that I'm doing this correct. I think I am.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so they are offering the rook, and now what I need to do, I need to double check whether my queen is going to be trapped there, but I don't see it. No. So I'll take the rook. Queen c3 takes a1.
Okay.
But I think there was no salvation anyway. No matter what they could have done, they would have lost material.
Yeah, they were obviously losing one or the other, weren't they?
Exactly.
Do you feel like they made the right choice, the right call there in which one to save?
Well, the rook is worth more than the bishop, but here you kind of have to go for tricks somehow, and then it really doesn't matter whether you're down a bishop or a rook. I was just looking at this one line when I'm wondering if they can trap my queen. But
this is what I'm wondering, because it feels to me like even though...
impossible.
Do you not reckon? I just keep wondering whether they can trap you at some point.
They have to try, but I don't think it will work. No.
Okay.
The queen has too many squares left.
Okay.
That's just how it is. Yeah.
Right, I have got loads of questions to get through, so maybe I should ask some of these. Atomic Raven wants to know, do you have any pets?
I don't. Oh. I never had one, actually. Just didn't run in my family. Well, we had some fish, I guess. But that's about it. So, no. I don't have any pets, and I don't plan on getting any.
You don't want to get sort of a dog that has chest tattoos in its fur. Actually, that's a good question. Do you have any tattoos? Do you have like, you got like a big queen piece up your arm or something like that?
Come on, that would be so predictable. I guess.
I bet there's chess players who do that though, right? You must you must see some with chest tattoos.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm not one of them.
No, thank goodness.
I don't think that will ever happen.
One day I'm going to do one of these Grandmaster streams, and I'm going to say, do you have any tattoos? And they're going to go, well, actually. And they're going to pull their top up, and there's just going to be a giant chess piece across their chest. And it's going to be absolutely interesting. Ghost Gamer asks, have you got a favorite chess piece?
Yeah, that's also a question I get quite a lot, and it's also a difficult one to answer. I would probably go with the knight because it's just a special piece. It's the only piece which can jump over other pieces. So that makes it special. It really spices the game up because of its unique way how it's moving and this ability to jump over other pieces.
Yeah, I always find it interesting how a lot of the time when you're in check, there's kind of there's multiple different ways to deal with that, and one of the ways is to move a piece in the path so that the check is blocked. But then, of course, the knight is the one piece which stops that from happening because you can't block him. He's just going to jump right over you.
You cannot block a knight check. Yeah.
So then I guess like in a position where a knight is attacking two different pieces at the same time, as you just did with your queen there, if the other person can't take the knight, then they are losing one of those pieces essentially. That's
right. Yeah, that's a knight fork.
Yeah. Look at that. Me talking like I understand chess. How good was that? I liked that. Right, we're going to stop the vote because the move that they've done is d2, b3. So d2 to b3. b3. Let me double check this is right.
Yep,
b3,
that's correct.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, yeah, that's the move I was looking at as well, attacking my queen. I have 3 squares available, but I want to get my queen out there as soon as possible. So let's see, what can I do?
I mean, it seems from my perspective, me knowing everything about chess, that the main option here is to move your queen to c3.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, but I can also move it to b1. I could even move it to a2, to be honest, but that just looks weird, but also would be possible.
It's an interesting one, because it looks like you're kind of getting pinned in there, but you do still have quite a lot of options.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I just have to find the best way, kind of. So, okay, let's go to c3. So a1 to c3.
Okay, a1 to c3. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And let's see how they respond to this. And while we're seeing how they respond to this, I will. Well, hang on. I'll just get the. I'll get the bot going again, so it can ask them. There we go. Right. What is this next question? I have written on this piece of paper. The question is from body of text, which is great because this person has given us a body of text. They're very literal. They want to know about, they essentially want to know about women grandmasters. I think that I touched on this with Simon at the time we were talking about how many women grandmasters there are. And I think, I mean, I get your perspective on it, but I think what he was essentially saying is it seems like it's just a very male-dominated sport, really.
It is, yeah.
And
it is.
Why do you think that is? Is it just because of how it how it's kind of played out?
I think how we see the game culturally. You're much more likely to teach your son how to play chess than to teach your daughter. That's just how the game is seen in society. So
has there been any kind of movement on that in recent years? Like, have you seen more women coming into it?
Yeah, I mean, we do, but of course, having a male-dominated domain, it doesn't help, right?
No, of course.
If they go to a chess club or wherever, and it's all guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of reinforcing the status quo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there have been efforts, and I think there are a lot of projects also with schools, and great developments. But yeah, it is a very much male-dominated sport. That's true, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, you get the same in video games, really. You know, it's like you were saying. You know, you walk into a room full of men, and it's it's not sometimes not the greatest sight, is it? So even I don't like walking into a room full of men sometimes. So.
Well, I guess in the video gaming scene, it's similar, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like from my perspective, it feels like it's gotten better, but also in some ways it's gotten worse. In terms of the sort of some responses from some members of the video game scene, but you know, we've got some great women, fortunately. Like I work with Holly, who is just right there on the other side of the computer and is handling the chat right now. Yeah, you know, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. There's definitely hopefully a rebalance happening. Now,
all right.
I'm gonna have to stop the vote right here because we have a move that is D1 to E2.
All right.
Did you expect this?
No, I did expect bishop to b5, pinning my knight again, because now I can take the pawn on d4 with my knight, and that helps me because I'll be able to exchange this knight on b3, which was kind of restricting my queen in a lot of ways. Right now, for example, I don't have a single square to move with my queen, but by going now knight, let me just double check this real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this should be completely fine. Knight c6 takes d4.
c6 takes d4.
I win another pawn, and I will also, after exchanging the knight on b3, I will also be able to bring my queen back where the queen feels nice and comfortable.
Is the queen saying to you right now, "Get me the hell out of here"?
Get me out of here. I've done my job. I've taken enough opponent's pieces. So let's get me back here. Yeah, exactly. That's what the queen is telling me for a long time already.
That's good. Yep. That's good. Right, I'm going to. I think this is going to be the final time that I say this, but I feel like I need to reiterate exactly what is happening again here, because it's probably been about half an hour since I said it. So if anybody has just joined or joined the stream recently and is like, what is going on? Is it chess? I don't understand. What you're looking at here, the game in the stream is Pure Chess. It's from us. I'm Mike, and we are Ripstone. We're a British video game developer and publisher. Let me raise my chair so I don't look so small. And yeah, this game is out on every platform in the world. That's not true. It's not. It's on Steam and PlayStation and Xbox. And in fact, it's 20% off on Steam right now, which is part of why we're doing this. We've also put out new DLC for it today, the Steampunk chess set, which is very lovely to look at. And what this stream is, essentially what we normally do in these streams, is that I normally play chess against you guys, okay? So normally you guys type moves into the chat, I try and make my moves, everything burns down in a terrible ball of fire, and I lose the will to live. Fortunately, in today's stream, it's you guys losing for a change, because Nick, who is over that side of the screen, he's a grandmaster, and he is, shall we say, considerably better than me at playing chess. Would you believe it? And so we've played 2 games already, and he's won them both. The first one you did okay. The second one, not so much. You did really badly. Now, you seem like you're doing okay in this one, but it also seems like you're starting to flag a little bit, okay? So what I'm going to need you to do is think harder, okay? Think harder, guys, because if you guys win this, then you'll all get free games, okay? And I know you'll all want free games.
I need to tell you, Mike.
Yes,
I mean, it's nice you're trying to instill some hope.
Have they lost already?
But this is game over. I'm up a rook. My queen will come back. And this is just full rook. I mean, this is even more material than they were down in the last game. So
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that you're just saying these things to throw them off. I think they can still pull this back. But anyway, yeah, if you guys want to play, type your move into the chat. Just copy what everybody else is doing. You type the space where you want to move from to the space you want to move to. And just so you know, we do this all the time. We do stupid stuff like this all the time. Well, having said that, we usually do really stupid stuff on our streams. We stream multiple times a week. So feel free to follow us if you. I'm not gonna beg, because you know, that would make me even lamer than I already am. But if you want to follow us, then feel free. You know, you get to see my lovely face all the time. Right, so I'm gonna stop the vote after all of that blabber, and what they've done is they've gone b3 to d4. D4.
All right.
There we go.
So they took my knight, and now I have a choice. I can take with the queen, or I can take with the pawn. And what do I like better? I do like taking with the pawn. So c5 takes d4.
c5 takes d4.
Yep.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
You're still having hope here.
I have all the chat. I have all the hope in you right now. Okay, I have all the damn hope in you. Don't let me down now, chat. Don't let me down. I'm trying to distract him as much as I can. You guys need to keep trying. Right, go on, do your vote, and I'll distract him some more. Let's see. We've had someone. How do I say this person's name? Optimus Prime? Baticus Prime? I don't know how to say this person's name. I feel like it's a play on Optimus Prime, and I just don't know how to say it. But the person has asked, how do you practice new strategies or create new strategies? It's a good question, that.
Mm-hmm. So in chess, well, you don't really practice strategies because the strategy you're applying or the plans you are executing in the games always depend on the specific positions. So you cannot just generally, well, I guess you can study pawn structures and study positions that occur often.
Yeah.
That's one way, but usually what I spend most of my time on, and what I'm doing also right now to prepare for my matches on the weekend, is I'm doing chess tactics. Okay. So you solve positions. So you get a chess puzzle, and then you just try to find the best moves. And usually it's like one clear path, and you want to figure out how can I win here. And by doing this, you're really training your brain to recognize these patterns in the game as well, so you don't miss anything on your side, and you also spot these tactics when you have a chance. That's what we actually saw in game one, where this one tactic where I sacrificed my rook temporarily helped me to win the game. So tactics is just hugely important because that's how most games are decided. So if you don't have much time to practice on chess, I would recommend you to spend your time there.
Okay, nice. That's some solid advice.
And for tactics, if you want to practice, you can get a chess book or you can do it online. I mentioned earlier the website chess24.com, which offers like all kinds of things, but among them is also tactics trainer. So you can check that out if you want to.
I feel like I should give the chat a little bit more time because they've all gone for a move, and then while you've been talking, people in the chat have started saying, no, that's a terrible idea, stop, and now they're all trying to vote for a different move.
Really?
So I'm wondering whether I should leave it just a little bit longer. So basically, they've been going for C1, D2. And now there's people in the chat saying, no, don't do that, that's terrible. Do F1, D1 instead.
Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter, let's be honest. I wouldn't
that
say
is the greatest response.
I wouldn't say that bishop d2 is much worse than rook d1.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, probably you can make that point.
Well, in that case, I mean, the votes coming in. Well, there are votes coming in for F1 D1. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because the votes for F1 D1 are coming in, but there are the chat is just essentially taking in what you've just said.
Well,
there's someone who just calls it brutal and savage.
I'm up a rook. I mean, it's I don't have my rooks on the board in the game yet. It's true, they're both still in their original squares. But they will get into a game sooner or later. That's just going to happen, and
I'll tell you what though, that F1 D1 move has moved into top position now though, so maybe I will give it a little extra time. All right. In fact, it has actually it's stormed ahead now, so okay. I will go with that one. So here we go. They've gone F1 D1.
Yeah, I mean, with bishop d2, I could have taken another pawn on a3 or on c2. In fact, now I cannot take another pawn. So let's see what I will do. Am I worried about my queen? No, not so much. So I think it's time to finally castle. So e8 to g8.
e8 to g8.
Yep.
nice. Nice bit of
Finally.
castling. Nice bit of castling.
But finally, we're getting this done. And also now I'm slowly preparing to get my one rook into the game.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I feel like I'm just not doing a very good job of distracting you. I feel like I distracted Simon really well.
Really?
But you just don't seem to get distracted very well.
Well, to be honest, I mean, at this point, the game is not difficult anymore. Because that's just how it is. Because with the rook up, I can do a number of things. Yeah. I don't have to be that precise to play really good moves. I can also play, like, not really good moves as long as I'm not blundering anything and not returning the material.
Yeah.
So being up that much material, a whole rook is just, you don't come back from that. Yeah, it's just how it is.
I mean, there's some people in the chat saying resign, but I don't know.
Think probably I could.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if we have the time for another game now, do we? I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we can slip another game in?
We could. I mean, I'm here. I'm good to go, and yeah, we can do another game. Sure.
Maybe we should do that. What do you reckon, chat? Let me know what you think. Are we carrying on? If we carry on now, this will have to be the final game. If we resign right now, we can maybe slip one more game in. But it's up to you. It's up to you. You guys can be in command of this. What are we thinking? Oh, here we go. We've got people coming in. What are they saying? Some people are saying resign. Some people are saying charge.
And some people are saying draw.
Yeah.
Well,
you draw. Yeah.
Draw.
I don't know if you're going to offer a draw at this point. Okay, they're all saying resign. Right. Well, in that case, let's kill this game. So you've won the third game, and let's rush into a fourth game.